I honestly never thought I'd make a 7-minute video about my underwear, but here we are. As I continue on this health journey, I'm learning that more and more things out there are disrupting our body's natural functions. Some of those things are outside of our control, but I'm on a mission to optimize those things that are within our control. What we're letting sit directly on the most sensitive parts of our bodies for hours upon hours is definitely something that we should give a little more thought to. That brings me to these. They're called Gotchies and they're organic cotton underwear. Today we'll dive into why I switched to these, the fit, how they perform, and why this might be something that you want to consider for yourself. Let's get into it. First, I wanted to start with why I made the switch myself. I've been wearing polyester underwear for years and I knew that it was just about the worst option out there, but there was a few things I liked about it, specifically when it came to performance. It's stretchy, it's durable, and it moved with me during my workouts. I've always been interested in organic options, but my biggest concern honestly was how the fabric would perform. I live a very active lifestyle, so I wasn't sure if cotton could replicate that performance, but I will say that after putting this underwear through CrossFit workouts, sauna cold plunge sessions, and just the craziness of life with 2 toddlers, it performs really well. So let's talk about the specs. This underwear is made from 95% GOTS certified organic cotton and has 5% BPA-free elastane. This small amount of elastane is in there to allow for proper fit, and it gives a little bit of a stretch, which definitely contributes to how well they perform in active settings. For people looking for 100% organic options without the elastane, they do offer that in a standard boxer version. I personally prefer to have a tighter brief style for daytime use and then a looser, more comfortable fit for nighttime use. The briefs have a 4.5-inch inseam, and they were really intentional about making sure the waistband was also wrapped in the organic cotton. Now this is kind of unique to this brand. A lot of other brands use that classic kind of stretchy waistband, but this one feels really comfortable because it is the same material as the rest of the underwear. There's no rolling, no folding over, and it stays in place really nicely. The tag's on the outside, so there's nothing sticking out that could irritate you on the inside, and they offer the briefs with or without a fly. There's a few different color options to choose from, and all the colors are made without toxic dyes or chemicals. For the fit on the briefs, I would say that these are true to size. I typically wear a size medium, and the medium option fits exactly as I expected and hoped that it would. For the boxers, on the other hand, they do recommend going one size up, so I got a size large in the boxers, and that was definitely the right fit. I'll mention that both options are really comfortable and really supportive. They move with me, and I'm really impressed just with the overall fit. I've washed them a few times since I got them, and I haven't noticed any shrinking or any sort of change in the size or the way that they fit. I will mention for the briefs though, they do feel a little bit tighter the first time that you put them on right after that wash, but after a few minutes they kind of stretch out a little bit and form back to your body and feel normal again. When it comes to washing them, you want to wash them in cold water and then just tumble dry in a low setting. What I typically do is I'll tumble dry them for about 75% of the dry time, and then I'll take them out, I'll hang them up, and I'll let them air dry for the rest of the time, and I found that to work really well. I did want to quickly mention that I'll have a link in the description below if you wanted to look into more info on Gotchies, or if you wanted to get some for yourself. This link will give you a discount. I'll make a small commission which helps support the channel, so it's a win-win for everybody. Now let's get into why organic cotton actually matters. So why does organic cotton actually matter? Well, conventional cotton is one of the most chemically treated crops in the world. This often involves pesticides, chemical fertilizers, and harsh processing agents. Organic cotton, on the other hand, is grown without pesticides, and Gotchies has a GOTS certification there to back that up. Now, why does this matter for underwear? Well, the groin area specifically has thin and absorbent skin, and sweat and friction increase that absorption. Organic cotton is breathable, it reduces heat buildup, which means it's less likely to disrupt the skin's natural balance, and it also helps with things like odor control, staying dry, and just overall daily comfort on those long days, especially in hot and active conditions, and I live in the South, so that's pretty much every single day. Now let's talk synthetic underwear like polyester and nylon. Materials like this can feel dry at first, but they often trap in heat and odor long term because they don't breathe the way cotton does. There's all sorts of chemicals and dyes that can potentially be used during the making of these synthetics, and many of those chemicals are linked to things like hormone disruption, skin sensitivities, and various problems related to that. Think of it like this. One exposure doesn't really matter that much, but daily exposure for years and years can definitely play a factor. Organic underwear to me is kind of like getting a new roof on your house. You aren't really gonna notice much of a difference in appearance or when you look at it from the outside, but it's gonna continue to allow your house to perform optimally for years and years to come the way that it should. Switching your underwear isn't a magic pill type of fix, but in my opinion, it's a pretty easy swap for the potential of allowing my body to run better for years and years to come. So here's my final thoughts. My biggest hesitation, honestly, with the cotton was how will this fabric perform? After putting them through all sorts of tests, I can say that I really don't notice a difference at all compared to my polyester and spandex athletic briefs. I actually prefer the way that cotton feels and the way that it performs. Now, throwing away all my clothing, replacing it for all organic cotton, that probably isn't going to happen, but upgrading to organic cotton underwear specifically on my sensitive parts makes sense to me. Underwear isn't the most flashy upgrade. You aren't necessarily going to feel dramatic changes, but for someone who's health conscious like myself, this is another box that I can check towards removing potentially harmful things from my life and living as optimally as possible. Thank you for watching this video. Drop a comment if you have any questions and hit that subscribe button so you can continue to follow along on this health journey with me. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.